Thank you for joining the 18 days Gita class today. We're all excited to have you on us in this most enlightening journey. So let's offer our prayers before we begin our class today. And just make sure that my audio is clear, audible. Okay, yes, thank you. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjanakshalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ithinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschya Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tam karoti vachalam pangam langayate grim. Vippaham tamno vande Shri Guru Bhutarini. Devintham Ishwaram Paramini. Hare Krishna. So once again, I welcome all of you. Today we are heading towards chapter 9. The most secret knowledge. So before we go further, we will be starting with chapter by chapter. Just give me one moment. There's some kind of error coming in. Just give me one moment. Hare Krishna. I think now things are clear. Hare Bol. Okay, so before we go ahead, I want to thank all of you for joining. So this Gita is just not just a book. It's a journey through a timeless wisdom. We could see the bridge between the confusion and clarity. So today we're heading a very important chapter that is the most confident knowledge. So before I go ahead further, I just wanted to let you know that what all we discussed in the previous classes. So we'll do a quick review of the previous classes and then we'll proceed to this most important chapter. That's the most confidential knowledge. Hare Krishna. So we saw that in chapter 1, Arjuna was confused, was very weak. He said, I cannot fight, because when he saw the relatives in the battlefield, he said, I cannot fight. I don't want to fight, he said. And then second chapter, we saw that how Arjuna, he surrendered Krishna and Krishna starts speaking about the soul, Atma, right? And then in chapter 3, we spoke about how even soul also suffers because of karma, So we spoke about how Krishna taught doing karma yoga, prescribed duties. Then we spoke about chapter 4. The chapter 4, we spoke about, when we do actions, karma, good karma, bad karma, that's then vikarma, akarma, vikarma, remember? So if you do just karma, good karma, what happens? You only develop punya, and because of that, you may go to Swarga Loka. But somebody who is actually rejecting all the scriptures, they are doing everything wrong, then they'll go to hell. But in both the cases, they have to again take birth, again come back. But when it comes to the case of akarma, they will go to the spiritual world because they keep Krishna in the center. So we thought how we should do akarma. That was in chapter 4. Coming to chapter 5, we discussed about how we should be detached from what we're doing. We give example of that lotus leaf, not affected by the water. So In that chapter 5, we mainly discuss about how we must train our mind, to become a good friend. Because if it's a good friend, it listen to you. If it's an enemy, then it will not listen to you. So we have the choice whether to make our mind a friend or a enemy. Then we spoke about chapter 6, how you have to control the mind, you have to control mind, but focus on Krishna through doing meditation. We also spoke about that, in the age of Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga is the best way of doing meditation. So even, just one moment. So we can see even Krishna also highly recommends that. Krishna even declares that one of the highest processes being a yogi, right? So that is what we discussed, how we can control our mind, focus on meditating through God. Then we spoke about chapter 7, very interesting. Chapter 7, we spoke about how Krishna is revealing himself. That is a supreme personality of God. So we spoke about the Aroha and Avaroha Panta. Remember? Pratyaksha, Anumana, and finally Shabda Parama, which is the most bona fide. Then we spoke about how Lord Krishna is encouraging even the sincere seekers to come to him with devotion. All right. Especially he talks about that we have to surrender. Best devotion is the best. Then we spoke about chapter 8, that was yesterday. So yesterday we spoke about life is a preparation, death is a final test. We spoke about how we should remember daily so that it becomes very easy, natural for us to remember Krishna at the time of death. So to train our mind, we should chant the Mahamantra, we should have a Tulsi plant to worship for the Tulsi Maharani, then eat only prasadam offered to Krishna, So all these things we discussed. Basically, having a steady sadhana. Then because Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Ante kalacha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram, he says, So one who remembers me at the time of death, he comes to me, there is no doubt about it. So he's saying, Bhakti is a emergency, so it should not postpone. So finally, today, we are discussing a 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and this chapter is very special because this is called the most confidential knowledge. So this chapter is been divided into 4 parts. First is, this has 34 verses. So the king of knowledge, that's the first part. Second is unimaginable God, unimaginable God. And third thing we're going to discuss, those who don't come to know who's Krishna and those who know who's Sri Krishna. That's the 2 kind of questions, right? And then finally, Lord says, devotees never fail, never perish. That is from verse 26 to 34. But these things we'll discuss one by one. So pay attention. There are a few things, a little bit technical, but you can make notes because it's going to help you a lot. Okay, there we go. So we are heading with the first title, the King of Knowledge. So let's begin this first verse with the King of Knowledge. It says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Tote Guyam Tatmam Pravadyamanse Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam Ignatva Mokshe Subha. So I will not try to read the translation because of we have a less time. We have a vast chapter. So I'll just try to tell the meaning of this. So in the first chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna that because you're not envious of me, I'm giving you the most secret and pure knowledge. So by knowing this, you will come to me. You will become free from all miseries of material life. So basically, you see, he's highlighting one point. What is that? We should not become envious, right? So this is very, very important because Krishna is not just giving this knowledge to everyone. He's giving only for those who have surrendered, who's not envious or jealous of God. Someone like Arjuna. Do you remember a couple of days back, I gave you the story of envy. There was one person who was like a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Then he got 3 boons. And the last boon, he said, you make my neighbor blind. Then he became blind. Make me a blind. Then his neighbor became blind. Both the eyes. So you remember that story? So that still talks about envy. So that's what we should. If we are envious towards God, then it's very difficult for us to obtain, Krishna. So my question for you is, why did Krishna chose to give Arjuna only the secret knowledge? Why not he gave to somebody else? Okay, I'll pose this question so you can let me know what is your understanding about this. Okay, just give me one moment. Yeah, the question is on the screen. Why did Krishna chose to give Arjuna the secret knowledge? Why he never chose other people? Okay, because Arjuna was not envious of it. Yeah, exactly right. That is the right answer. Okay, I'll stop sharing. Yes, that's correct. So yeah, we could see here actually. Now, this is what the main sloka of this today's chapter. Okay, it's called Rajavidya Rajaguyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyaksha Dharmyam Susukam Katyam Avyayam. So what does it mean? It means that why this knowledge is so special. Because Krishna calls it is that this is the king of knowledge, the king of all secrets, because it is pure, because it gives a direct experience. And also it brings happiness when practiced. Somebody does bhakti, they feel very satisfied. Why? Because sloka says, Susukam Kartavam Avyavyam. It means it's very joyful and very everlasting. Right? That's why, but what is the secret knowledge? We heard that it is very joyful and everlasting. But what is the secret knowledge? Actually, if you see in the last chapter, chapter 8, discuss about the four main miseries. What were there? Birth, death, old age, disease. But this material world, which is full of suffering, Krishna called as Dukhalem Ashashvatam, a place of sorrow and temporary life. But now Krishna is saying something different. What he's saying? He's saying he's giving a solution in chapter 9. He said how we can be free from this miseries, and that is the confidential knowledge which we will be discussing today. Okay, now look at this. Says if you are confident without envy, you can gain secret higher knowledge. So all of you today you are hearing this class. So all of you made a mind that okay, I'm not envious of anyone. I want to hear. I want to have Krishna in my life. That's what. Then we can proceed now. Because when you are envious, it's very difficult. I remember I told you Vidura tried his best to help Surashtra, to understand him what he's doing, right or wrong. But he was so envious of Krishna that he couldn't understand. That's why finally, even though he left home, but he never got love of God. He just got a liberation. So here Krishna is telling to Arjuna, because you're not envious to me, I can share this secret. Now we may think, how can someone be envious of God actually? Actually, one of the main reasons why today we are all in this material world, because we were envious of Krishna. We thought, why should he should be God? Why not me? That pride, that jealous, actually pushed us away from the spiritual world to the material world. That's why Krishna says only a non-envious person can understand and accept Krishna. So that's why I think yesterday one of the students was asking me about God. So I told him about Krishna. The name Krishna is Krishna. Krishna. K for knowledge. He has unlimited knowledge. R for renunciation. The renounced person like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga. Then I for influence, which is intelligence. Influence means is very famous, right? Then S for strength. We remember how Krishna lifted Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights, right? And KRSH, H is a handsome because it's very beautiful, right? And then KRSHNA, A means affluence, just wealth. Then what is N standing for? N means again non-envious. If somebody is envious of Krishna, they will not able to get. That's what I mean to say. So in the first chapter of in the first lesson of chapter 9 that we're discussing today, we must approach Krishna with love, faith, and without envy. Then he will reveal the most precious spiritual knowledge which gives us both freedom and happiness. And that is what we will be discussing today. Now, I'm going to tell you a very beautiful story. This is from Krishna, because we're going to declare today that how Krishna is a unimaginable God. What? Unimaginable God. So in this slide, we're going to discuss how Krishna is so powerful. Is so powerful. Actually, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that I am everywhere, yet I'm not in everything. Everything rests in me, but I'm not limited by it. See how is Krishna's twisting here? This means that Krishna is present in all things, but is beyond everything. That's why it's called unimaginable and infinite, right? So even powerful beings like Brahma, the creator, couldn't understand Krishna's real power. So for that, I'll tell you one nice, wonderful story. This is from Bhagavatam. It's called Brahma Vimoha Leela. What? Brahma Vimoha Leela. So from this Leela, we can understand the power of Krishna. So please pay attention. It's a very interesting story. Okay. So one day, Krishna and his friends, they were in the forest, in Vrindavan. When I say friends, we say Gopas. Gopas are called friends. So Krishna and Gopas were in the Vrindavan forest. They were very joyfully, having a, what do you say, get together party. They were taking prasadam. They were laughing. They were playing. And some of the calves, were grazing, nearby. Calves means the cows, babies, calves, right? Suddenly, some calves were missing. Krishna got up, said, "Let me go and find these calves." But while he was searching, even the friends, Gopas, got disappeared. Now Krishna came back, nobody is there. Neither calf, neither, the friends, Gopas. Then what happened? Because Krishna, is not a normal person, the Supreme Lord, right? So that time what happened? The Lord Brahma, he also felt that this is not normal because this boy claims himself to be Krishna. Brahma is thinking that this little boy claims to be himself Krishna. So what Brahma thought, how can I teach him a lesson? So because what happened here, that Brahma used his power and he tried to hide all the boys and the calves in his Brahmaloka, in his own world, And Krishna saw nobody is there, but Krishna knows everything because he's a Paramatma, right? He's in everybody's heart. So what he did? Actually, Krishna used his supreme power and he started expanding himself. So he became every missing calf and every missing boy. Exactly same clothes, behavior, speech, look, everything. Even their sticks, their lunchbox, their flutes, all were Krishna's own form. This is what we can say that is an unimaginable God. Now, there's amazing thing happening here. Now, Krishna, after expanding himself, he does a very wonderful thing. What he does? He fulfilled the desire of all the devotees. How? See, this is just not a leela, okay? This shows the power of Krishna. Krishna used his full potency to fulfill his devotees' secret desire. What is the secret desire? See, all the mothers of Vrindavan. See, when we say mothers, it's gopis. All the mothers of Vrindavan, gopis, used to see only Yashoda used to bathe and feed Krishna. So they also wanted that they wanted Krishna to be very close and they want to love him. But now what happened? Because Krishna became their sons because he got, remember I told him he got expanded himself. So every mother got the love of Krishna personally as if their own child. Even the cows also wanted to feed Krishna with their milk. So we could see Krishna became all the cows and the cows fed with a great love, So everyone got more love than ever before. But they didn't know that it was Krishna himself. Now Brahma returns after one moment. See, after when I say one moment, see in the spiritual world, timing is different. In spiritual, that one moment is like a 1 year. For example, one moment in the earth, 1 moment means 1 year on the earth. So for Brahma, this is what just a one moment. But on earth, it is one full year, 365 days. Just remember, time is different in the higher worlds. So 1 day of Brahma is equal to 1,000 yuga cycles. That's a massive amount of a time. So what one moment for Brahma can be 1 year on earth. So when Brahma returned just after one moment, he was shocked. Why? Because he saw all the cows and boys were all still playing, but he only hid them everything in Brahma Loka, right? So he checked again, everybody is still there, but he looked again here, he saw each boy, calf, they were actually who? They were Lord Vishnu. Because when he came back, Lord expanded himself, in a Vishnu form. So Brahma was shocked. Brahma suddenly saw thousands of Vishnu forms in all, Shadbhuja, what do you say? 4 arms. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Then actually he realized that I tried to made a big mistake because I tried to test the Supreme Lord. It's a big, big mistake. So he fell at Krishna's feet and begged for forgiveness. So here what is happening? The Brahma's ego is crushed. It's broken, So Brahma said, I thought I was a creator, but you are the real creator. You are the real maintainer. You are the real destroyer. Then Krishna asked to Brahma, who are you? Brahma said, I am Lord Brahma. Krishna smiled and asked, which Brahma are you? Brahma was confused because Brahma thought I am the only one, right? Then Krishna, he showed Brahma with a powerful vision. So many universes, different Brahma started coming, one with 4 heads, one with 10 heads, one with 100 heads, 1,000 heads, 10,000 heads, even more. So each Brahma, they came, they bowed to Krishna saying, oh Lord, you are the master of whole universe. Now, Brahma understood, I am just a tiny, puny creature, and Krishna is who? He is a Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. He is the ruler of infinite universe. So first, we must clearly understand that Lord Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And now, very important, pay attention. Lord Krishna's first expansion is Balarama. But from Balarama comes the Chaturyuha. Okay, so little technical things, but just pay attention. Krishna's first expansion is Balaram. Okay, the first expansion of Balaram is Krishna. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry, I confused you. The first expansion is Balaram. The Krishna's first expansion is Balaram. And from Balaram comes the Chaturvyuha. Who are there? They are Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, and Anirudh. And from Sankarshana, there are 4 Vishnus comes. Who are there? 4 Vishnus. I know it's very confusing, but just pay attention, just listen, okay? The 4 Vishnus, sorry, the 3 Vishnus are Karanakadaya Vishnu, Garbhodaya Vishnu, and Shiradaya Vishnu. Now, this Karanakadaya Vishnu, he is the one who creates multiple universes. Okay. And when it comes to Garbhodaya Vishnu, he enters into each universes. When it comes to Shiradaya Vishnu, what he does, he enters in everybody's living heart as a Paramatma. So each universe has its own Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And there are crores, millions of such universes. And that's why Krishna is called Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. So the Lord is countless, he has the countless universes. But this universe contains, every universe contains how many planetary system? 14 planetary system, which we discussed earlier. Remember I told you, from Brahma Loka, Satyaloka, all these things, all the planetary system, that Bhuloka also comes. So all the 14 planetary system. So we discussed yesterday, understanding that the full opulence of Lord Krishna is very difficult beyond our imagination. So I'll explain you more detail with the pictures all. Just I'm curious what you understood till now. Okay. So what did Krishna do when Brahma hid the calves and boys? If I ask this question, what should be your answer? Okay, I'll pull the question. Just give me one moment. Okay. No. Just one moment. I'm not asked it. Yeah. Yes. What did Krishna do when Brahma hid the calves and boys? Yeah, he expanded himself into all the missing boys and calves. Exactly right. Yeah, that's right. Now it's easy for me to explain you so that we know we are in the right page. Now, I just now told you about, what do you say, Karanadaya Vishnu, Garbhodaya Shirodaya Vishnu. I know it's a little confusing, but just pay attention, okay? It says, Maya Dakshina Prakta Sutiyas Characharam Atanoina Kaunteya Jagat Vipraviti. It says that, see, if you look at this slide, this picture, it shows that Karanadaya Vishnu. Who? Karanadaya Vishnu. He is also called Karanadaya Vishnu because he is the Karana. He is the cause of all causes. Okay? He is the cause of all causes of all universes. See here in this picture, you see, the Lord is breathing. When he's breathing, countless universes, Brahmandas are coming. One thing you should see in this photo, in this image, there is no navel. There is no Brahma. You can see that. You can see, right? There is no Brahma here, right? So no, there is no navel coming from his navel. No, there's no Brahma here. But if you see properly, see a lot of universes are coming like a bubbles. Now in these bubbles, they're coming because of the breath of the Lord Vishnu. But see, in this image, if you see, there is if you see in all the bubbles, there is also one Vishnu sleeping there, and in that Vishnu, you can see there is a Nabi, navel shown. Am I clear? See, if you see so many Brahmandas, right? In each Brahmandas, you would see there is Lord is lying, and from his navel comes the, Brahma, right? Inside each Brahmanda, that is called Garbhodaksha Vishnu, all right? Who resides in his navel, and Lord Brahma appears. Am I confusing you? No, right? It's a little technical. Just pay attention. I'll explain you in details. Okay. So just want to know what is your understanding. What emerges from the breathing of Karunadaya Vishnu? We spoke about three Vishnus. Three Vishnus coming from whom? Coming from Sankarshan. Right. What are they? They are Karunadaya Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaya Vishnu. All right. And these three Vishnus are coming from Sankarshan, and Sankarshan is coming from Balaram. Just give you understanding. Now I explain you what is meant by what. The Karanaya Vishnu, he creates just multiple, countless universes, right? And when it comes to what do you say, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he is coming in the you can see in this universe also so many multiple, thousands of bubbles are there. So each bubble there is a Brahma, that there's Lord, from his navel the Brahma is coming. That is called Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And the one who stays in everybody's heart, that is called a Paramatma, that is a Shodaya Vishnu. Just pay attention. I'll explain you if you want. I'll also give you some notes also. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now my only question is, what emerges, what comes from the breathing of Karanadaya Vishnu? That is my question. So I'll pose this question for you. You see, and let me know what is your understanding. Okay. Because if you know this, it will be easy for us to understand. What emerges from the breathing of Karanadaya Vishnu? Yes, universes like bubbles. Fantastic. Okay. I'll stop sharing. Yes. That's the right answer. Okay. Now, just pay attention. I know it's confusing. Just pay attention. See, Lord Krishna is the original source. He is the first expansion, is the first expansion. I told Balram, right? Balram is the first expansion from Krishna. And then from Balram comes three Vishnus. Of course, from Balram comes Chaturvyuha, that is Sankarshan, Anirudh, Pradyumna, all. But from Sankarshan comes Vishnu. So after Balram, the three Vishnus comes, right? So this Karanadaya Vishnu, he creates countless universes from his breathing. All right? You can see in the first picture, it's a creator, Karanadaya Vishnu. So a lot of bubbles are coming, from his breathing, So in this form, and there is no Brahma or lotus, on his navel, because he's creating the countless, universes. That's the first point. Second is, we're going to talk about Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he resides in each universes. And how he resides? From his navel, a lotus emerges. And from lotus comes Brahma is born. Then Brahma, again, he creates 14 planetary system. All right. So this is what. So you see in second picture, in the one of the bubbles, the Brahmanda, you see from Lord's navel, there's Brahmaji also there. Right? No, that is what I want to explain. Okay. Fine. Then coming to Kshirodaya Vishnu, Kshirodaya Vishnu, he is also known as Paramatma because he resides in the heart of every living being, and also he takes many avatars. Like you see, there are Dasha avatars, Matsya avatar, we see Varaha avatar, Nasima avatar, Rama avatar, Parashurama avatar, Buddha avatar, Kalki avatar. You see all these avatars, right? So Lord stays as a Paramatma. So this process is the real secret of creation, and hence is considered the most confidential secret, a spiritual knowledge. Okay, I know it's a little confusing for you. Suddenly we're speaking about Karanadaya Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaya Vishnu. Just pay attention, just for the knowledge wise, you just know it. In the future, whenever you have doubts, you can ask me. I'll help you to understand. So why this is so important? Because see, Krishna is showing that he's not limited. Even though he looks like a very simple, covered boy in Vrindavan, he is the one who actually creates the universes, enters the universes and lives in everybody's heart. That's why he's called a unimaginable God. That is a Achinta Shakti we say. That's why what I want to tell you is from Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining that everything is under my control. It really means that Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma, they also come from Krishna. That's why, we say Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Krishna is the Lord of millions of universes. So as we go to the next slides, we'll explain you more in easier way. So now, just for my not my satisfaction, just for my understanding, I wanted to know what did you understood. So if I ask you a question, who is the original source of all Vishnu expansions? If I ask you such question, what should be your answer? Let me first pose this question for you. Yes. Who is the original source of all Vishnu? Exactly right. There we go. Haribol. Yes, it is Lord Krishna. Not Balaram, not Brahma. Okay, it is Lord Krishna. Yes, thank you. You gave the right answer. I'll stop sharing. Okay, fine. So now, if you look at this side, in this slide, we're trying to make an understanding. Let's understand Lord Krishna's Vaibhava, which is beyond our thinking. Now, many people have this question: who is great, Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu? Is Krishna greater than Vishnu, or did Krishna came from Vishnu? Such questions we may have. But this is a common question. People often, they also fight, they debate, because they want to know what is the truth. But actually, we saw in chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly shows that who's Supreme Lord. So there are chances that, people get confused because, you see Lord Shiva, he is doing tapasya in Kailash, meditation. And if you see Krishna, Vishnu, if you see Vishnu, he is lying in the snake, in the casual ocean, Shiva Sagara. You said that, right? He's sleeping, And then if you see Krishna, very cool, he's just playing a flute with cows. So people think that they're all like different gods, they have different powers. But actually, Gita is telling, Bhagavad Gita is clearly mentioning that all these gods, Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, they are all working under Krishna's control. Then who is Krishna? Krishna is not a form of Vishnu. Vishnu is actually a form of Krishna. So Krishna is the original supreme person called Swayam Bhavan. So from Krishna comes Balram, and from Balram comes the three Vishnus. Vishnus come. Okay, Vishnu come. So you can say from Krishna comes Balram, because Krishna's first expansion is Balram, right? And from Balram comes, Vishnu. Makes clear? So Krishna is a source of Vishnu, and from Vishnu, the universe is created. Now, so tell me what happens now. Once we explain this chapter properly, all confusions will come to an end. People will stop asking, okay, Shiva, I thought Shiva is big, I thought Vishnu. But now we come to know, or maybe Krishna came from Vishnu. So all these questions will be very clear because Krishna is above all and he is the source of all. So in one line, if you want me to explain, I would say that Krishna is just not another God. He is the supreme God, and Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma all come from him. So once we understand this, we won't argue anymore about who is greater. We simply worship Krishna with love. That's why, but I feel still people ask, is Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna are the same? Actually, I would say, as I told you, Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. See, according to Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna is not an avatar, it's not an incarnation, it's not an expansion, right? He's the original source of everything, including Lord Shiva. Why? Because in the Gita we chanted this sloka also. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarva pravartate. That means I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Now I will explain you what is Lord Shiva's unique position. Actually, please make notes. Lord Shiva is not a jiva. He's not a jivatma like you and me. It's not a jiva. He's not an ordinary soul. Nor is not a supreme Lord in the ultimate sense. But who is he? Actually, he occupies a very, I would say, a very unique intermediate position. Because in Brahma Samhita, where Brahma wrote the Brahma Samhita, he explains that the milk and yogurt analogy. Actually, just like milk, from milk comes yogurt, right? But from yogurt, does milk comes? No. Similarly, from Krishna comes Lord Shiva. But from Shiva, Lord doesn't come. But Shiva, the specific function is to destruction. That's why Lord Shiva is a manifestation of Krishna, but not that same level as Krishna, because Krishna is Swayam Bhagwan, because if you see Lord Shiva is in charge of tamas, matlab, mode of ignorance. So his only role is to destroy the universe, which is necessary service. That's why you should understand. And if you want the evidence, that Shiva himself is saying from Srimad Bhagavatam, this is from verse 12, 12th canto, 13th verse and 16th, 12th canto, 13th chapter, 16th verse, 12.13.16, where Lord Shiva himself is saying that Vaishnavanam etha Shambhu. Among all the devotees, Lord Vishnu, Shiva is the greatest. Because there's a wonderful verse actually. It says, Nimna Ganam etha Ganga, Devanam Achyuta etha, Vaishnavanam etha Shambhu, Puranam idam tato. That means just as Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Shambhu, Shiva, is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. And also Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. So in the Brahma Samhita also, if you read, I think the verse is 5.45. It says, Kshiram yatha dati vikhara vishesha yoga sanjayatane tata pratata asti hetu yat shambhutam apidata sampayati karya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. What does it mean? It means that it says Kshiram yatha dati vikhara. That means that milk is compared to Krishna, Govinda, and yogurt is compared to Shambhu, Shiva. The yogurt comes from milk, but milk, yogurt comes from, yogurt comes from the milk, okay? But milk cannot come from yogurt again. Similarly, Lord Shiva is the expansion of or transformation with a vikara of Krishna. Means his main function is for destruction of the material world. However, we could see that he retains a very unique and distinct identity. That he is not a Jivatma, he is not an ordinary being. But neither he is a Supreme Lord, neither he is a Jivatma. But what I meant to say is that Lord Shiva is I'm not telling that Lord Shiva is like very small person. No, he's not a Jivatma. He's a very special person. Most of the time we see there's a very wonderful what do you say, Adan Pradan. Wonderful exchange with Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna. So they're not equal, but same time you should know that Lord Shiva is in a category of his own, known as a Shambhu Tattva. What Tattva? Shambhu Tattva. Alright, that's why worship of Shiva is respected within tradition. Because even in my case, I also was a great devotee of Lord Shiva before, and because I was the devotee of Lord Shiva, that's how I became a devotee of Krishna, But ultimately, you should understand one thing. Okay, I think if I have time, I'll tell you one quick story. Okay, please pay attention because this will clear your doubt. Okay, let's say I am the what do you say? I'm a big boss. Okay, so any work you want to get, you should take signature from me. Okay, then your work is done. Okay, so I'm sitting in the office now. Okay, people come to meet me. They say, sir, we need to put a road tar. We need to put light, electricity. We need permission. Okay, sign, go. So like that, everybody keeps coming to my office. They want some permission. Okay, understand this. People are coming and going. I'm satisfying whatever they want. There's one person who's coming, and I'm asking you, what do you want? He says, I just want to see you again. Okay, you saw me, now you go. Again, he comes tomorrow. Everybody are coming for some work. They're getting their work done. Okay, but this person, he is not only coming for some work, he's coming and saying, well, I just came to meet you. I just wanted to see you. So I myself got fed up because he's not asking what he wants. So what I told, okay, see, if you want to meet me now, you do one thing, you come to my house. Okay, I just told him to come to my house. Now this person, see, generally what happens, the devatas, what they do, if somebody have any desire, they'll fulfill it. That's why one of the name of Shiva is Ashutosh. Very soon, he'll be satisfied. But here, what is happening? I'm a big boss. I'm sitting here. People are coming. They want some permission. I'm signing and giving. But this one person is coming, but he's not asking. He just says, I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. I want to see you. So I myself got fed up. What I told him, you come to my house. So he comes to my house. When he comes to my house, what he's doing? He's giving some fruits. He's doing some service. So then that person who was people who come, all those people who came and just took this, they are like people who worship devatas, because whatever we want from devatas will give you, But somebody who loves Lord Shiva, then what happens? Krishna will interfere. How? Because this person was coming, asking, I want to see me. I told him to come to my house. When he came to my house, what happened is that I'm telling you that now, because you said you want to meet me, you met me, you also give me some fruits. Now we have both friendship. So what I'll do now, because you have come me, I'm telling you that you have to, the real boss is not me. The real boss is Lord Krishna. So this is what I'm trying to make you understand. I think you have got a little confused about the story. The story, what I mean to say here is that generally, somebody are what do you say, devatas. They're like, if you want something, they'll give you. But Lord Shiva just doesn't give like that. Lord Shiva give you what is best. So all these people who came, they just need something, they got it. But somebody who loves Lord Shiva, then what does Lord Shiva does? He will invite his house and he will tell you, see, now you came, you met me, I'll tell you who's the real boss. Because the real boss is Lord Sri Krishna. So you worship him. Now you might say, it looks nice story, but doesn't make no sense. I'll tell you, there's one person, his name was Richard. What? Richard. He's from a foreign country, actually. And he was a very great devotee of Lord Shiva. Great devotee of Lord Shiva. So, but whenever you used to pray Lord Shiva, you should never ask anything from Lord Shiva. People ask, nah, I want this, I want this. He used to only love Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva was so happy, that Lord Shiva gave him Krishna Bhakti. Now, how we can understand this? See, this person, Richard, he was doing meditation. He used to go to Kailash, to go to different places. One day what happened, he was in the train. Somebody said, you should go to Amarnath. So he was very happy. He sat in the train. But train was so much crowded, it was so crowded that one while traveling, there's one stop came. He just got down just to take a breath, because either foreign body, everybody Indian body. So he was finding very sophistication. So after while taking breath, you want to enter the train started moving. It's like the Bombay trains, how packed they are, like that. And this fellow was trying his best to go inside the train, but not able to. They pushed him out. So he again fell in the train. And that place was Mathura, And then he said, I want to go to Kaila, Amarnath, but I've been pushed by the train. So what do I do? So they asked somebody, which place is called? They said it's called Mathura. Mathura. Acha. And that day was a Janmashtami day. So what happened? This person went to the nearest temple, ISKCON temple. And then he went there. He got so much convinced that person who was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, he became a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. And that person's name is called Radhanath Swami, So we could see somebody has a great devotion to Lord Shiva, then Lord Shiva will empower him that you become a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Right? This is what has happened, So that's why I told you yesterday that somebody is, offering prayers to Krishna. Will the demigods, will the devatas become angry? No, they will never become angry. They will become very happy. Why? Because just like somebody from 7th standard is passing to 8th standard, the teachers of 7th standard, they will not become disappointed. They'll become very happy. They feel like, okay, my student, he got promoted to 8th standard. Right? Like that, devatas will be very happy to see that we are promoting. So if you're really genuinely, loving Lord Shiva will bless you. So that, because Lord Shiva, he says, Vaishnavam etha Shambhu, he says, he's one of the greatest Vaishnava. This is what I want to make you understand. So that we should not have this confusion, that, who is superior, either Lord Shiva or is it Lord Vishnu. Now looking at this slide, he says, those who don't know and know Sri Krishna. Actually, actually in ISKCON, we have one book called Lilamrita, Prabhupada Lilamrita. It has a 7-volume books. In that book, it's completely about how this founder Acharya, it's a complete biography of founder Acharya, how he came, how he made ISKCON, how the whole movement is going on. So he made a big book, 7 volumes. So in one of the volumes, I found this very interesting story. What is that story? That there was one man from Germany. He wanted to meet Srila Prabhupada. He had just told Swamiji, I just now coming from India. I visited India, so I just coming from India. So Swamiji was very happy, because actually, see, he's in India, and I went to many places in India, and I saw many gods. That's what this foreigner is telling, he's a foreign body. He's meeting Prabhupada in Rishikesh, Rishikesh is in India only, okay? So he said, Swamiji, I recently been to India. I visited many places, and I saw many gods. I saw many of your gods. So he said, oh, really? And he started saying, I went to one temple. I saw, one god is dancing. He said, one god is fighting with some Rakshasas, one god is, riding a bull, and then I saw one more god, he has many heads, So he's like describing, he's a foreign person, he's talking to one Indian person, saying that, I see so many gods, in different temples. And then he said, I saw one person little different, one god little different. I said, what was that? He said, I saw one god, he's just standing very peacefully, he's just playing a flute. I thought many temples like that, there's one god, same god I believe. He was just standing, as if, he's not busy, he's not fighting, he's just standing and just playing flute. And maybe I thought maybe he only should become God, he only is God. Why? Because he is not fighting, he is not, busy. But this one person is very relaxed, cool, playing flute, smiling. Then I declared, no, maybe he is only God. And then he says, see, the one who enjoys, not the one who is working, but he must be the controller, owner, or enjoyer of everything. Then he asked this question to that Prabhupada. So I think he only should be God now, because I think he is not fighting, he is not having many heads, He is like a very relaxed person, playing flute, very enjoying. I think he only should be the controller, owner, or whatever, Then Prabhupada looked at him, he smiled, and he said, yes, you are right, actually. That person is called Lord Krishna. He is a supreme person of Godhead. So what am I mean to say here in this story, that all other gods, they are servants of Krishna, because they are all helping in his creation and in his maintenance. But Krishna doesn't have to do anything. He just plays his flute, enjoys with his devotees, and still everything goes under his control. So what I mean to say here in this that the one who is only enjoying, everything runs under him. That's why Lord is called the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The real God doesn't have to do so much of hard work, right? He just enjoys, and everyone else serves his plan. That's why Krishna, who is smiling, playing the flute, he is the Supreme Lord, the one from whom all other gods come. I think I'm able to make you understand, why Krishna is so relaxed and cool, playing flute. Now, my question for you is, why did this German man think Krishna is a real God? Why not Lord Shiva? Why not Lord Brahma? Okay, I have a question on the poll. Let's see who is the smartest people who will give me the right answer. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, why did German man think Krishna? Because Krishna was playing flute and he was simply enjoying. Yeah, this is the right answer. Yes, I'll share the result. Yes, that's correct. Okay, I think we have to run a little faster because we just have 10 minutes to go. Okay, so it says Avijaranti Mam Muda Manusham Tanum Asritham. What does it mean? Means that Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, same thing happens even in a Rajasya Yagna also, in Sinapur. Krishna was honored first, but this Shishupal, he insulted him. He said, you are a, why we should respect this coward boy? Because Shishupal couldn't understand Krishna's opulence. Why? Because he was a Muda, he was envious. But devotees, they don't think like that, because they know that he is the Supreme Lord. Now, look at this. It says, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, Kritascha Dradavata, Namasantascha Mam Bhaktya, Nitya Yukta Upashte. So it says, Krishna says, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrata. What does it mean? Somebody who's chanting my glories, making all great efforts, going down, with great faith, such great souls, they always worship me with full devotion. So once Krishna told Uddhava, my dear, my dear devotee, he said, no, my devotees never leave me. So they are always with me because they chant my name, So that's why, for them I give myself. Actually, Uddhava, he almost looks like Krishna only, but it's not Krishna. So what I meant to say is, you may think, I am holding Krishna. Actually, Krishna is holding you. That's how it works. You may think, that I am trying to lock Krishna. Actually, Krishna has already locked you. That's why when we do real bhakti, when someone understands, Krishna is the supreme personality of God, chanting the name, you will be bonded by Krishna because Krishna is so attractive. He's like a real magnet. That's why, according to Bhagavad Gita, this verse 9.14, a great devotee always do only one thing. What is that? They make sure that they chant the Lord's holy name with devotion. That's why I've been telling you from the day one till now that we have to practice, make an habit of chanting the Lord's name. Then, Lord is saying, those who always worship me with the exclusive devotion, meditate on my transcendental form. To them, I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. What does it mean? Lord is promising that something you don't have, I'll give you in abundance. Abundance. Don't worry about that. Something you have, I'll preserve it. So I'll tell you one story. This is from Orissa, Jagannath Puri. There's one person by name Arjuna Charya. All right. He was a great devotee, but coming from poor family. So one day it was raining heavily. All right. And her wife, she said, you should go and do some work. Always you keep reading Bhagavad Gita, So we have children, they are like starving. Go get some food. Go do some job, But he said, no, actually in Gita it says, no, Tesham Taviktanam Yogkshamavamyam. Somebody depends on Krishna. Krishna will provide you everything, he said. But she had a doubt, That means will Krishna really come and he'll give personally? So she thought, no, he's always, crazy. So she took a blade and took the Bhagavad Gita verse and she just put a scratch on that verse, Then she underlined that verse, that because she had no doubt, And that time Arjunacharya, he went to take bath, So after some time, immediately, some students knocked the door, Some people came to the house. There were two boys. One was white, one was black, So after this happened, immediately, you could see that the two boys came and they bought a lot of groceries like milk, grain, fruits, whatever, And the wife asked, who are you boys? He said, no, we are all disciples of Arjunacharya. Really? I never knew that he has such disciples. She was very surprised, and she wanted to give something to the children. But children said, no, no, we are getting late. And then Balram was showing the white boy was showing to the black boy. So he cannot take because he's from tongue, the blood is oozing, So then this lady asked, what happened? What happened? Actually, somebody took the blood and took the mark on my tongue. So it's bleeding. So I cannot do anything. I have to leave now. He said, and the two boys left from that place. After some time, when Arjunacharya, when he came back, and the wife explained everything, what all happened, the two boys came, they gave all the groceries, now we have fish and well, a lot of things, and he asked, oh, who were the two boys? I don't know, one was black, one was white, Actually, I told them the boys to stay back because, you also can meet him, but they're in a hurry. But I noticed one thing, that the black boy, in his tongue, the blood was coming out. I said, what happened? He said that, somebody had no faith on them, it seems. They put a mark on whatever. So immediately there was a flash. Oh, Arjunacharya. He immediately went to the verse Bhagavad Gita. He just saw, they thought there was a mark. I said, see, you put a mark on this. That means Krishna, these two boys were nobody. Who were there? They were actually Krishna and Balram. The other one who had come because you had no faith to prove that Krishna really, promises what he says in Bhagavad Gita. So they were Krishna and Balram only. Then she realized, oh my God, they were the Lord himself. Then she could realize, oh, it is Krishna and Balram. So my question for you is that who came to Arjunacharya's house to prove Krishna's promise was truth. So if I ask this question for you, what should be your answer? Okay, just give me one moment. Okay. No. This is not the question. I'm so sorry. I'll have to end this poll. Just one moment. Yeah, this is the question. Yes. Who came to Arjunacharya's house to prove Krishna's promise? Krishna and Balram disguised as disciples. Yeah, one was black, one was white. Yes, that's true. Okay, I'll stop sharing now. I think I gave more explanation about Lord Shiva and Krishna. I think because of that time is going off. But I'll make it a little more faster because I know it's important. Okay, this is a very wonderful sloka. Patram pushpam palam to yam yome bhakti prayachati tadaham bhaktya pratham snam kriyatatmana. So if somebody offers me with love, devotion, still accept it. I'll tell you, this is a nice, wonderful story. Actually, there was one man by name Rahul. So he was a great devotee of Lord Balaji. So this man prayed to Lord Balaji, if I get my desire fulfilled, I'll give you 1,000 rupees. So his wish got granted, but he promised that he'll come to Tirupati. But if he never came, he never returned. So Balaji himself, went to his dream, asked, "Hey, you said if you get what you ask, you will give me half the share. You never came to temple also, you never took darshan also. What is happening? Balaji said, okay, since I've come, at least give me some fruit. He said, no, I don't have fruit. Okay, fine, at least give me some flour. This person said, no, I don't have flour also. Okay, at least give me some leaf, man. So I don't have leaf. Okay, at least some water. The person said, I don't have water also. Then Lord Balaji asked, say you say you have nothing. Then where are the tears for me? Tears means tears for me. Even that water you don't have. But the Lord is looking for a devotee's bhav, his feeling, because Lord gave us so much, but when it's time to offer back, even something small, we make excuses, But at least Lord is telling, offer your bhava, that is your feelings to me, That's why, you should understand, There's one more pastime, beautiful pastime. There was one poor Brahmana actually, and he used to worship the Lord through his mind only. He used to make a abhishek of the Lord, he used to cook food for the Lord, everything through mind only. So one day what happened, he made a very nice payasam, kheer, and it was very hot. So before offering, he just wanted to make sure that the payasam is not so hot that the Lord can receive. So he just put his finger on the payasam. Immediately, his finger got burnt. Actually, when this happened, the Lord himself, was so happy, that this person is offering me through a mental, and Krishna accepted his devotion in that way. That is why, Krishna is very kind, in whatever situation we have, we should give our best. So from this story, what did Lord Balaji say to that man? At least offer one thing if you can do. That was his tears, right? So like this, we should, when we go for temple, we should go with a good intention. That's how Krishna will respond. Then here it says, Yat karoshit asnasit juhosit dadashit. Matlab, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, just give that to me, Whatever tapasya you do, just offer that to me. That's what finally, often people say, I never eat without offering this. Some devotees, I never eat without offering, But what they're offering, just banana and some sweet, to Krishna. But they're eating what? Idli, dosa, pongal, all this in the eating. But they're not offering that. That's why, that's not proper. Whatever we eat, we must offer to Krishna. Then Krishna will reciprocate, That's why Krishna clearly says, whatever you offer to me. I'm making it a little faster. Please give me 10 minutes time. We'll make it the class a little fast. Wonderful sloka. It says, Appichudacharo bhajate mam ananya bhakt sadhur evaya manatvate samyak vavastuhi. It says that Krishna is giving an assurance. He's saying that even if someone commits most sinful act, if they are engaged in devotional service with determination, they should be considered a very saintly person. Now, naturally, people ask, how can a wrong person like me can become a nice devotee? That's why I want to tell you a nice story because it makes a big difference for you. What is that story? A thief who become a devotee. Once in a foreign country, a thief was in foreign country, right? There was a thief He was running from police, to hide himself. So he ended up, entering into a ISKCON temple, Hare Krishna temple, where devotees were doing Nagar Sankirtan. So he wanted to escape from the police. So what he did, he also joined, the Sankirtan movement, with the devotees. Now, devotees generally don't ask what is your background when they join temple, They only give some prasadam. They ask them to make chant Japamala and they're welcome. So he was very happy. This thief, was very happy. So he stayed in the temple, chanting, and also cleaning the temple, serving prasadam. He was fully involved, but no one knew that he was a thief. He was a robber, So one day, Srila Prabhupada visited the temple. I think this happened in Illinois, Louisiana. I don't know whether you know that place. Louisiana is in Illinois. It happened in that place. So what happened? One day Srila Prabhupada visited that temple. So that time, everybody, they were telling about themselves, introducing themselves. When it comes to the thief, he told the truth. He don't want to lie, because he saw in the saintly sadhu. So he said, Prabhuji, Swamiji, I am a thief. I came here to hide, but I don't know what happened. I'm just staying here. So Prabhupada said, no problem. You go now, surrender to police. Krishna will take care of you. Don't worry, he said. Then he obeyed. Then he went to the court in front of the judge. He said, no, I am thief. So I've come to surrender myself. Now the judge was shocked. Oh my God. So he asked, where were you these past days? What were you doing? So he very humbly said, that actually I'm in the temple. I should wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock, and I should chant 16 rounds, and I should clean the temple, and do arati for the Lord. I have to serve prasadam for the public, and I should go to market to get vegetables. Now the judge was stunned. Like what? What you said? Then the judge gave a declaration. What is that? He said, I will not punish you. You just go back where you came from. That means you go back to temple. That means, Krishna purifies. This shows that, when someone sincerely engages in devotional service, even if they've done a lot of sinful act, Krishna embraces him. He purifies them. So my question for all of you is, what was the judge's reaction after hearing about thieves' temple activities? Okay, I'll put this question on the polling. So you share me what is your understanding, because it's very important to know. Yeah, there's the story here. Yes, look at the screen. Yeah. What was the judge's reaction after hearing about he pardoned him and told him to live in the temple? Yeah, exactly right. Yes. Okay, we're almost done. I'll just take another 5 minutes. So stay connected. Then we'll have a quick question and session. Okay. Now, this is what it says, Shupram Bhavati Dharmatma. Very wonderful words actually. Here Krishna is giving you a guarantee card. Why? When Krishna says, such a person quickly becomes righteous and attain lasting peace. O Arjuna, boldly declare, my devotees will never perish. Now, why Arjuna? Why not Krishna himself? Actually, see, Krishna sometimes, he also lies. He may not follow. Like you see, we know he's the Supreme Lord. He's independent. But when the devotee says something, he'll follow. He'll follow. But when he says something, he may also break. You may say, how is it possible? He's the Supreme Lord. Actually, Krishna breaks the promise. We can see he breaks the promise of both Arjuna and Bhishma. See, during the Kurukshetra war, Krishna had taken a vow. I will not lift any weapon during the battle. But on the 9th day of the war, we could see the great warrior, Bhishma Dev, was fighting so fiercely that he wanted to make sure that Arjuna gets defeated. Now, Arjuna was under Krishna's guidance. So Krishna couldn't tolerate the attack of Bhishma. So what happened? Arjuna, though he was a great archer, even he also was very hesitant, to fight with the Bhishma Dev. Now Bhishma is like fighting very vigorously, so intensely that now anytime Arjuna may be in danger. So Krishna saw oh, this is going very crazy. He became so angry, not at Arjuna, but on a situation. So in that moment, we could see something happened. What happened? Krishna jumped off from the chariot, and he picked up that broken chariot wheel like a weapon, he went rushing towards Bhishma. And you see the eyes were glowing with fury. Who Krishna was like so angry, he was like charging on Bhishma, and then Bhishma saw that the Lord is coming with the weapon. What he did? he folded both his hands. He said, Krishna, I welcome you. Please attack on me. The smile saying, no, I wanted that, that to die in your hands. And also I wanted to make sure that, you break your vow, so that, but Krishna stopped when I was supposed to just barge in, just throw on him, he just stopped. Why? Why did he do? Because Arjuna had taken a vow to protect the dharma, and Krishna had vowed not to fight her, but yes, to protect Arjuna and keep the faith intact. We could see Krishna was willing to break his own vow. He said he'll not take a weapon, but he took a weapon. So Krishna values devotees more than his own words. Like for example, there's a nice story. There was one family. They were devotee of Vishnu. That time Narada Muni was passing actually. They said, Narada Muni, you're going to meet Vishnu. Please ask Vishnu Dev that when will you get child? We got married almost like 4 years. We still have no children. We're childless. So please, no, you please ask them when will I get child. So Narada Muni said, okay, fine. I'm going to meet Vishnu now. I'll surely ask. So when Narada Muni went to Vaikunta, he asked Vishnu that I saw a family. They are childless. They need they need some child. So can you do something? Then when Narada Muni asked Vishnu, Lord replied immediately. He said, no, not for 7 lifetimes they will have a child. But for 7 lifetimes, this family will not have a child. Then Narada thought, oh, this is too much. If I tell this like this, they will heart be broken. Maybe I'll tell after 4 or 5 years. When I'm going next time, I'll just tell them. But now I will not tell them. After just 4 or 5 years now, we're just walking through there. And then Narada Muni saw that in that house now, there were 2 childs playing. He was shocked. Lord told me that in their family, they will not have a child. But I'm seeing this child are playing. Immediately he went to Vaikunta. He asked, he said, Lord, you said that this family will not have a child, and that you told for 7 birth. But I saw there were 2 children playing. Vishnu gave a smile. He said, actually, what happened now? One of my devotee, he was doing Nagar Sankirtan. He went to house for asking donation, actually, because if we have Janmashtami, we have different festivals, right? This guy was going and begging, That time he said, if somebody can give me 1 roti, I'll give you 1 child. Somebody give me 2 rotis, I'll give you 2 child. So this family gave 2 rotis. 2 roti means 2 chapatis they gave. And just to keep the words of my devotees not true, I gave them 2 children. So just imagine, Krishna is so kind. If devotees blessings we get, Krishna has to be bound. That's why it's very important. So my question for all of you is, because we're almost in the ending part of the stage, So why does Krishna asked Arjuna to declare that my devotees will never perish? Why does he ask like that? Okay, I'll put the polling on the question so that it will be easy for you, all of you, to answer this. Okay. Yeah, this is the last question of the day. Okay, yes. Why does Krishna ask Arjuna to declare? Yes, because devotees' words are always fulfilled by Krishna. Fantastic. Absolutely right. I'll stop sharing. Okay. Thank you so much. So finally, we are in the last couple of slides. The message I want to give you, of course, it's a very wonderful sloka. I'm going a little fast because of time constraint. Man manavo madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuro mam evasasya kautinta yutvidvam atmanam prayatmana. The message what I want to share here is that Krishna may bend his rules, but he will never ignore the devotees' words. That's why he's telling to Arjuna, you declare it boldly, my devotees will never perish, because Krishna will protect your words with faith and devotion, no matter what your past may be. And finally, we could see that one of the best way to understand God's unconditional mercy, one can attain him through a sincere devotional service. So we should take up bhakti very seriously, chant the Lord's name Mahamantra every day. Then it will be very easy. So the conclusion, the whole summary of today, what we discuss is that, Krishna revealed the most confidential knowledge, that, how by devotional service, we can reach him. So God is both within and beyond the creation. He supports everything, still he remains untouched. So Krishna is the ultimate goal of all spiritual paths, So when it comes to bhakti, it's the easiest and most direct path to him. So you can see even somebody is sinful, he gives shelter to them, because he's quickly purified and uplifted. That's why Krishna declares that, declare it boldly, my devotee will never perish. So what I want to make as a one-liner is that just think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage to me, you will come to me without fail. So the reflection on this chapter is that God's love is unconditional, No, so if we can try to understand this, then we can definitely make a rapid progress. Of course, we discussed about the three Vishnus coming from Balram, so that's there. And finally, tomorrow we are heading with the chapter 10. Feel the power of the absolute. So don't miss tomorrow's class, because you can discover Krishna's divine opulence in a chapter 10, right? Because why? Because it unlocks Krishna's glory tomorrow. No, so please make sure that you join chapter 10 and experience the Supreme's majestic splendor. Because tomorrow we can dive into that divine greatness of chapter 10. Because be there to make sure that we all witness Krishna's opulence. So feel the spark of the absolute. Just join tomorrow for chapter 10 and see Krishna's infinite glory. So get ready for the grand reveal. Chapter 10 shows Krishna's cosmic power. So don't miss it tomorrow. So now we'll have a quick questions. I know I have crossed my limit, but it's very important to share these things. So yes, we have Krishna Kumar Prabhu. Just one moment, I'll off this fan. Just one moment. Haribol, can somebody off this? Okay, sorry. Thank you so much, because I need someone to off the fan. Yes. So we are now audible. So please go ahead. Yes, I'll try to unmute you, Krishna Kumar. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah. From today's chapter, just would like to know one thing from that now regarding this Dasha Avatar of Lord Krishna.
Okay.
In some instance, I have seen that Balram is one of the avatar. In some, I have seen that Sri Buddha is one of the avatar.
Yes, yes,
How
yes.
to clarify about that?
Okay, yeah, exactly right. See, I think I shared you one of the slides, which has different avatars, right? So in that avatar, go ahead. Krishna's first expansion, Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. Balram's first expansion is Krishna. Okay, so we have Buddha also, because Buddha is Krishna himself actually. Because actually in Kali Yuga we say Tri Yuga avatar. Tri Yuga means Krishna comes, sorry, Buddha comes, then the Kalki comes, Kalki, Buddha, Kalki, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who's Gauranga himself, who's Krishna. Okay, so of course they're all avatars, and that's why you see in the Dasavatar also, you see the Krishna image in the middle. Why? Because he's a source. He's a source of all different avatars. So if you see, apart from him, you'll have the 10 avatars. You'll have Balram. You'll have Rama also an avatar. We'll also have Parshuram. Kalki. They're all different avatars. Yeah, it makes really no difference, because it's avatars. And Krishna is not an avatar. Is from him comes Vishnu actually, right? I know this class was a little technical question, because we never heard about this Shrudaya Vishnu, Garbhodaya Vishnu, all these things. But it's important to know all these things. All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for all of your for kind patience. And tomorrow.